go. Wellness Week Live. DJ Anthony, Magnus, and Callie. I'm in Jersey. How you doing, everybody? Hey, we're just two friends giving our opinions. We're not doctors. Always check with your healthcare professionals. Okay, so friendship. What is a friend? You know, Magnus, a lot of people, they throw it around willy-nilly, I think. Hey, my friend, you're my friend. Hey, I got 50 friends, 20 friends. I'm like, I don't know. Like, you know, the old saying, if you have one friend, you're lucky. But I also think people make it very a high bar to call someone a friend. That's unreasonable too. So I think you have two types of counter, interests going on. You have some people who are like, if you're not perfect, you can't be my friend. Or you have other people who think like, everybody's my friend. It's like, okay, So Magnus, let me start off by saying this. Do you have a friend or friends like close? Now I'm not talking about acquaintances, but can you say you have a friend or two?
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure. Yeah,
That's
no. But I think everybody should have at least a couple of close friends, because I mean, I think it's important to be able to talk to people that knows you, but still are not like, should I say, extremely emotionally invested in you. So they can kind of give you like, I like friends that are very, how should I say, thoughtful, that they actually they can give you good advice.
right.
They look out for you.
Right. Well, yeah. So here's a couple of criteria I would say that goes to being a friend. Number one, obviously, you have to be compatible. You can't, hate each other. But the other thing I would say is like, actually, I mean, you mentioned like, a friend giving advice, which is not bad, of course. Yes, that's nice. But I find sometimes a friend is also someone who doesn't give advice, who just shuts the hell up and just like accepts the situation with you, sits with you, and that's it. Like, sometimes that's what you need, right? You don't need someone preaching. Oh, well, in the Bible it says, all right, shut up. Yeah, like, or you should do this, you should do that. It's like, all right, dude, I just need someone to just say, hey, I'm sorry that happened, and let's go out for lunch. And I don't know, like, so the other thing I would say though is, to your point, a friend is someone who speaks truth to power, meaning like, hey, Magnus, I love you, you're my boy, but I think what you did there was fucked up, my man.
Yeah.
And hey, I still got your back no matter what, but I just want to let you know, I'm not down with that. I can respect that, like,
but they keep you accountable.
Right. And they don't have to necessarily, they don't have to try to change your mind, or they don't judge you, but they just say, hey, I don't agree with it, but I'm still your friend. That's awesome.
Yeah.
The other thing I would say is, I don't know if you have this situation, but so I have people that will say, oh, Anthony's my friend, and I'm like, when was the last time you spoke to me though? Like, you spoke to me 19 years ago. I mean, are we friends? I don't know. I mean, I don't, you're not my enemy, but I don't know. For me, a friend is someone you speak to on the phone or text. I would say once a week, maybe on average. You know what I mean? Like, if I don't know, what do you think about that? Like, people who say, I'm your friend, but I haven't spoken to you in 19 years, bro.
So here's the thing. I think it depends on the relationship. So if you've been close for a long time, and that, for instance, I can say, like my friends in Sweden, like I'm not able to talk to them that often because it's time change, they have family, work, things like that. But I think that when you have spent enough time that you know each other very, like, well enough to, like, you basically you kind of even know what they're thinking most of the time, right?
Right.
That's then it really doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, I mean, there might be people that I haven't talked to in a long time, and we start talking, and it's like we basically,
you pick up where you left off.
Yeah, it's like we talked last week,
right.
know?
Yeah, but I think that's taking a friendship, and I guess, listen, I understand we all do that, but I think that's taking a friendship for granted, not in a bad way, but like, oh yeah, they'll always be there. And then what? They fucking die, and you're like, oh my God, I wish I would have called them, like, or text them, or So my thing is like, and I've been more intentional about this now. I reach out to friends more. friends that are close to me geographically, I'm like, bro, we're going for lunch. I'm gonna pester you until we go out for lunch because those relationships matter or whatever, or make an effort, because I think sometimes we take it for granted. We take relationships for granted. We think they're
Yes.
always gonna be there, and then they're not, and then you're like, damn it, man, I wish I would have. I wish. Well, I don't know. I mean, I would say this too: if you didn't show up for my life, then don't show up for my funeral, because I don't need you. You know what I mean? Like, if you're,
Yeah.
I love when people go to funerals. Like, okay, you haven't seen this person in 40 years. Why are you at the funeral? You haven't spoken to them. Like, you didn't give a shit about them when they were alive, and that's okay. Fair enough. You're not close anymore. But I don't know. So, whatever. But that's my take on friendship, folks. So I'm not gonna say anything else.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, again, we're talking of friends. I know that people like consider friendship, like you mentioned, like it's very different from person to person, and I think it's a little bit like a relationship. You kind of know what you have, and it could change very like drastically from one person to the next, even if you're friends, right? But your relationship is unique in its own form, right? So I mean, like, I never like having a checklist on like, oh, to be my friend, like you said, you need to fulfill this, and then it comes down to, well, you're not even fulfilling your own criteria to be your own friend, right? So I
Right.
think it's important. I think it's important, and it's the same thing. Also, have an understanding. It's like we go through different phases in life when you're extremely close, and then when you kind of might like drift apart and things like that. But at the end of the day, I mean, like it comes down to like, are you guys doing good? Are you still like consider each other? Like, would you like vouch for each other, help each other out, things like that? It comes down.
Right.
It's the same thing. I would say that like a lot of my like football players, like friends from football, it's still we have a unique relationship, right? And because we've been doing hard things together, it's the same thing. I would probably see like people that are, for instance, uh, EMTs looking at like police, ambulance, military, things like that. People that are like under pressure together.
They call it trauma bonding.
Yeah, they bond in a different way, and I say it's like some sports you might do that as well too.
Right.
Like
Right.
and it's a weird thing. Like
Yeah.
it's the same thing with a lot of things in life. The friendship is weird as well.
Yeah. Well, I would say this too. I have somebody that I know, okay, and they said to me, "Oh, you call that person your friend? Well, they said they were going to show up to your whatever your event. Uh,
Mhm.
they didn't show up. They had to cancel." And the other person told me, "You think that's a good friend?" I'm like, "Hold on, asshole. Just because that person canceled the event and couldn't come to support me or whatever, that doesn't mean they're a bad friend. You didn't see the 1,000 good things they did for me.
Yeah,
You saw
yeah,
the one time they dropped the ball, but you didn't see the 5 touchdowns they got." So but that person who was kind of like saying to me, like, "Oh, that person's not a good friend," like, my retort to that person is like, "Do you have any friends?" Because if you're gonna make that the litmus test, if that's gonna be the bar, like, once somebody makes one mistake, then they're not a good friend. Like, good luck. You're not gonna have
you,
anybody. Like,
do you
I
think people, I mean, would you want to be friend with a person like that? I
no, because
wouldn't.
they're looking to nail you for something stupid, right?
Yeah,
And my thing would be like, also a good friend is, if I am looking for someone to be my friend, I also have to exhibit forgiveness and grace to
yes,
them, not
yes,
just, "Oh, what can you do for me? Oh, you dropped the ball. You didn't do." No, a good friend's like, "Hey, look, okay, you fucked up. You said you're gonna come. You didn't. I forgive you." That's a good friend in me. So you reap the seeds you sow. And when I
yeah.
see when that person was kind of like, you know, saying that to me about the other person, I was like, yo, I don't think, yeah, I mean, good luck with your life.
But it's also like we can look at the opposite too. Like if you have someone that calls you a friend, or you call a friend that are constantly like disrespecting you and walking all over
Well,
you.
then that's not a good person.
Exactly.
You gotta
So I
end
mean,
that
it's
relationship.
again like the balance. Like we're all like balance is such a nice word,
Yeah, you got
but
envious, jealous people
yeah,
who become your friends, and you see that they're. Hey, listen, you got family, okay? I got fam. We all got family that are they shouldn't even be family, okay?
yeah,
So
yeah.
I always laugh when people say, "Hey, family, blood, blood." No, blood means shit to me, nothing to me, because you can go in the Bible. Cain killed Abel. Blood don't mean shit. Now, I have family members that are awesome, that I love, that I'm very close to, but that's not because they're blood related. Just
It's
because
because you like them as persons, and they probably like you.
and they're decent people. But
Yeah,
I got people in my family that are total shitbags, and I'm not, just because you're my family, that doesn't mean shit to me. Like how
yeah.
you treat me, how I treat you. Do we take an interest in each other? Are you there for me? Am I there for you? But if you're, like, so I always laugh when people are like, "Yeah, the family's everything." It depends. It really depends. I would say I have some friends that are as close, if not closer, and have stood up for me more than some of the people in my family. So,
Yeah.
you
No,
know,
that's that's what we've been talking about it several times before. It's like when you grow up and when you're an adult, you get to choose your own family, and those are your friends, right?
right.
So and I think that's an important also. That is kind of your family you choose to spend time with and all that too.
Yeah,
And
it's just right. So it makes me laugh. And then also though, you got the other end, right? I'm your friend. I'm your friend. Oh, come on. Like, okay, now what? Like carte blanche, you can go rob a bank and freaking kill 90 people, and because you're
yeah,
my friend, I gotta follow that shit.
yeah,
No, dude. So and I think that's one of the reasons I don't want to toot my own horn, because I am a sinner. I'm not perfect. I'll put that out there, right? But I think the people who consider me a friend because I do the fucking right thing, no matter what. Like, I don't give a shit if you're my mother. If you're my mother and you do the wrong thing, I'm not backing you up. I'm not. Like, so you're not going to do that. Like, wrong is wrong and right is right.
yeah.
Like, and I was telling somebody, I'm like, you got case scenario, you whatever, your sister or your father, you find out, or your brother, whoever, cousin, you find out they're a serial killer. They're killing. You're going to shut up about that? Like, no, never go against the family. No, fuck that. They're killing people. Like, you're gonna shut up.
That comes down to moral standards, right?
Like, yeah, don't get me wrong. Family has a certain, okay, you cover for family to a certain point. But again, like, you're an axe murderer, and you're killing 90, 100, 200 people. It's your family member, and they're trying to find this person. You could stop it, but no, they're my family. No, and so you could say that's kind of an extreme case, but a
It's
family does a lot of wrong shit. And all I'm saying is, you don't always have to be
no
down
that,
with it. You can say, "Hey, look, I disagree with you, family member. I'm gonna go home, and we're not gonna be close anymore. I'm not.
yeah.
You didn't break the law on this particular thing, or whatever. But I'm not down with that. And I would expect, again, my friends to call me out. And I'm not talking about criminal stuff now, but just like we said earlier, hey, I love you. I wouldn't have done it that way, but
Yeah.
whatever. And so,
Maybe learn from this and do it a different way the next time.
yeah, listen, Magnus, I'm sure you have friends, and I have
Yeah.
friends too, that I don't agree with them about everything they do.
You shouldn't agree all the time.
Well, you got some people out there that think that they should, but yeah, and it's a refreshing thing. Again, when someone's like, "Hey, man, I'm my boy, but I'm not down with that, and we're still boys." And but anyways, so it's interesting what a friend is and how people, and what the cadence is. What do you consider a close friend? Or I also have rankings. I say you're my friend. I say I'm friendly. I say acquaintance,
Yeah.
colleague.
Yeah.
I do have rankings of people who
Yeah,
are
no, no,
like,
no.
yeah,
And it should. It's like looking. It's like drinking some water, right? It's you have the people that are close that you hang out with a lot, that spend a lot of time, and then it goes out, and then you, like you said, you have at the end acquaintance or someone that you like met once or so. I mean, you know their name, you know their face, but we're not friends, if you know what I mean. It's not like
yeah,
we're not enemies or anything like that either. It's just like
yeah.
I know who we are, and you might be a friend of a friend of a friend or whatnot. But again, it's like it's someone that is kind of out there.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
now let's talk about real quick, kind of a mini subject that we're not
yeah.
going to advertise about. If people made it this far, supplements. Are you taking any supplements, Magnus, these days?
Well, not that much right now since it's winter. I do take vitamin D3. because that's been proven that we're deficient in it, and especially during winter time, because we cannot produce vitamin D during winter
But
because of
vitamin D is not calcium though, right? They're two separate
no,
things.
yeah, no. Calcium is a mineral, so
Right.
different things.
Okay.
And then basically some plant-based protein powder and stuff like that. I'm not super. I kind of stopped using a lot of it. I mean, I'm not against it. There's some things that are good. I mean, I probably will start using more supplements down the road, but not right now.
Yeah.
If I were taking something like my couple of favorites are vitamin D3, fish oil. I think is okay. A high quality fish oil. I would say magnesium and zinc. We're usually low on that. And then creatine. It's because it's fun. Creatine, like if you're into science and things like that, research, they're finding new things constantly on positive effects from it. So, and those are kind of like the ones that I think work. And you might take some probiotics, but that's about it. What about you?
Yeah, I'm taking just a multivitamin, and I have my plant-based protein powder, which I don't always take, but that'd be it. That would be it. And I do take a prebiotic, but that is not a supplement. I eat sauerkraut every day. I just take a big tablespoon of sauerkraut every day, so you can kind of call it a supplement, but it's natural. It's not really man-made. And then what else? Yeah,
I do that with yogurt. I do that with Greek yogurt.
Right. So I love yogurt. For me, I'm trying to watch my cholesterol, so I try to stay away from the dairy. But I love yogurt, and every so often I will have some yogurt because, I do love yogurt. That's it, my man. So, all right. Now, anything else before we wrap up, Magnus?
No. I would like to hear what people think. What friendship is. What their view on friendship is.
Right. Yeah. I want to hear that too. So put it down in the comments, people. All right. Like, subscribe. Magnus, thank you as always. Have a good day there in Cali. Signing off in New Jersey.
See you guys.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye.